Company in the building, in the studio. Sayyid, the Rugged Child, and Dave. Dave doesn't have a sweet, cool name. Dave's a sweet, cool dude, but it's just Dave.
Dave Hendricks, y'all.
Dave Hendricks, y'all. Sayyid, say what's up.
What's good? What's good? Titled by my man, the drummer boy, aka Sayyid TheRuggedChild, representing Federal and Company. Here with my man Dave Hendricks. Here kicking it with Bo. Not doing too much. What's up, world?
Yes, this is the Speed Racer Variety Show. I'm your host, Bo. Federal and Company, the new album, the high end of better sounds. Now, it's been done for what, a week or two? Fully done?
About 2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks done? Okay. I've had my copy for a week, and I need a new one because I've played it out already. It's dope, man. I like it. It's different. It's something that is not out there, and that's one thing that I've always liked about you guys. It's not. I don't want to call it it's not poppy, but it can be mainstream, but it's almost its own genre. So I want to talk about a little bit about some influences, because you hear when I listen to the CD, I try and focus, like in my prep that I did for the show today, listening to it, thinking of, okay, what type of influences and stuff like that have come into, like, there's so many different things that I hear, like the Kanye's and the NERDs, and I mean all the way to the Chili Peppers and different stuff like that. I mean Dave's old school. He brings the funk in the bass, right. You know. I really like it. So talk to me about some influences and the direction that you guys went with this, and what you were looking to get out of the album.
What I will say, first and foremost, none of this could be done without the creator. At the same time, we do have a strong team, Federal and Company. It's a total of 7 of us right now. As far as influences go, I really can't be specific, any one specific influence, just because we all come from different backgrounds. Like you mentioned just previously, Dave Hendricks, and I'll let him go into that. He has a funk background. I myself, gospel background, classically trained with piano, viola. One of our guitarists, Ski, he's got more of an alternative background. Our lead guitarist, Wags, he's just an animal when it comes to metal. DJ Fatty Lumpkin, more underground hip hop. Mez, which is our keys, he has more of a reggae background. So pretty much, it's just like a cornucopia of just
great word.
You know,
I was looking for it. My brain was functioning. I was like, a mirepoix.
I got you. That's what we're here for.
Cornucopia
That's what we're here
of
for.
Music. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, just like you said, you hear Wags. He's got the hard metal parts. I forget which the intro song. It's right. All straight metal right there. And then you obviously got your Ski, who does the rhythm. He brings in that alternative, like you talked about.
He helps
and then the funk, so it all just comes full circle and whatnot. And then Fatty Lumpkin, we mentioned a lot of underground hip hop and different stuff like that. It brings that. Incubus is one of my favorite bands. You know, probably top 10 favorite bands of all time. Love their music, and his elements that he brings to it has that feel to it. There's another band that's called Head PE and Head Planet Earth. They played a show at Fusion. This is years and years ago when I was working security for them, whatever. And they were this very thrown together type of. They had a lot of the same kind of elements and whatnot. And they did the DJ also, and it just brings something a little bit different that you don't really hear in a lot of music and stuff like that. You know, it's one thing to make a beat and say, here's the track for you. It's another thing for you guys. You're producing it all yourself.
And that's one of the unique things about us, because everything is live. Nothing's artificial. I mean, outside of Lumpkin having his samples, everything is. I mean, Fed, no disrespect. I mean, it's actually a compliment, but Fed is like Sergeant Slaughter when it comes to practice, man. He's a young brother, man, but he's sharp, he's on point, he knows what he wants, and he's just that one guy that he's gonna keep gnawing at you until you give. Absolutely. So he's instilled a lot of that in us as a band, as a family, as a unit. So I think those are one of the many things that, you know, help us to be who we are.
Word. I absolutely agree. You know, I'm a sucker for live music. Never been to a live show that I didn't enjoy. But to see you guys sometimes, it's out there. It's like it blows my mind. And the thing that I like is you guys being live and doing that stuff. Yeah, you've recorded your studio album, but when it's live, you know, you go off of what you've been playing. But you know, there's room for variation, and you know, there's different things to do and stuff like that. And then that's what really tweaks it and turns it into a, you know, an experience. You know, you don't want to see the same live show every time of somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we try to bring something different every time.
Absolutely, and it's great. I enjoy it. You put on a heck of a show. We had you guys at WL Wright's a couple Fridays ago, and
That was fun.
You know, I had some
Yeah,
people. It was
wow.
kind of a cluster F.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Throwing it last minute together. But everybody I talked to, man, they loved it. Blew them away.
That's what's up.
They said I would definitely follow them again. So we're looking. Stay tuned for updates on the Speed Racer Variety Show here. We're gonna try and get Federal and Company back at WO Wrights here sometime in the mid to late June. In the meantime, in between time, June the 5th is the Strawberry Festival in Troy, which I have not quite been able to get out to enjoy the Strawberry Festival, and I heard good things. But the Strawberry Festival is the weekend of June 5th, which is my birthday, by the way. Cards and flowers are accepted here at WWSU 106.9. Federal and Company is headlining the Strawberry Festival show live in concert at 6:30 on the main stage at the Strawberry Festival in Troy. Where can we get some more information on that?
You can definitely check us out, Federal and Company, blogger.com, myspace.com, Facebook, YouTube. But for more of your details, definitely check out Facebook and MySpace.
Yeah, that's Federal and Company, just like it sounds. Federal and Company. So let's get into some music here. Got to be careful. Like the one thing I talked about a little bit before you guys got here is how a lot of the new hip hop artists, and like I'm a big fan of any kind of music,
Right.
you know,
Right.
outside of some country for me is, you know, is about the extent I can go. But some of them artists, some of that real hip hop underground gangster rap that gets F this and F that and B this and S
Right.
and all that, you know, that's not for me. Plus I can't play that on my show.
Right.
Right.
That's FCC come raining down on me. Not like they're listening to the Speed Racer
Right.
Variety Show right now,
But they might be.
But they might be, exactly. That's one thing I like. A lot of it's all clean. You know, there's
Right.
here and there's a little bit and whatnot, but it's subtle. It's not emphasized. It's just, it's another lyric in the song. It's not, you know, making a point to.
Well, once again, not to cut you off, I'd have to say it's a little more than just, you know what I mean, just that simple. Just because I know for a fact the brother Federal, I know he puts a lot of thought and a lot of passion
Into his lyrics,
lyrics, and it's not just as simple as something as being a lyric. It's like an experience.
Absolutely.
So what he's pretty much what he's doing is he's expressing his experiences. He's sharing them with the world, and we get to partake of that and be a part of that through our music. So it balances out.
Amen, amen. So we're gonna get into we're gonna go kind of in chronological order of a couple songs that I wanted to pick off of the album. Little tidbits here and there. We're gonna play a couple pieces of the songs and see what you think. Don't be afraid to call and give some feedback. 775-5555. If I don't answer or if I pick up and hang up, it's because I'm on the air and I can't pull you right in. But we would love to have some feedback from you and let you know what you think. Let us know what you think. I'm sorry. You can also hit me up on my Facebook. It's facebook.com/Bo Kunkle, BOKUNKLE. I always got a stream going for the Speed Racer Variety Show, so don't be afraid to drop by and tell me and say what's up and see what you think. But we're gonna get into the first track that this is one of the ones. This is where the heavy turntable is. This is one of the first times I heard this is when I first got the album,
Nice.
and I really like this one. So we're gonna get into the first track off of the High End of Better Sounds. It's actually track number 3, but the first one we're gonna listen to, Ultrasonic, Federal and Company, right here on WWSU 106.9, Dayton's Right Choice.